Hi guys, it's Sherry. Today we are going to be working on a new pair of wood earrings. I really am excited about this. I love this design. It's absolutely beautiful. I actually liked it so much. The lady that I bought this from, I asked her to make a cutter for clay because I just think the design is so pretty. So that's what she's going to do. But to get on with this one, the very first thing that I did was I took my acrylic paint, and this is the emerald green, and the reason I picked that was because it matches my material really well. And I will tell you guys, this paint is from Hippie Crafters and it is great. I know I did like a video prior with the blue to show you guys how beautiful it came out with one coat. I mean, one coat, look how gorgeous that looks. So I'm very pleased with this. If you want to paint wood and not have to do multiple coats, this is definitely the paint to try. So you might want to look for that, and I'll leave a link and everything like that for you guys. But first, get your scrap, or yeah, get your little scrap material. I'm going with this one. I have some of it left over from a previous project, so that's why I'm going with it. I love the design on it, but I'm going to show you guys how you can use material, and if you don't have material, how you can draw stuff very similar to this using your acrylic markers. So the very first thing I want to do is start doing my acrylic markers on this side because I want to use something that's very similar to this pattern. So what I am going to do is get my acrylic markers. I went with the same colors, or very similar at least, with these, and I'm just going to start drawing. And you can see there's different shapes and designs, and I think these are a lot of fun. You have that tip, and then you have your brush tip. I personally love the brush tip because it's easy to work with. So I'm going to do, see how that covers? It's beautiful. I will do 2 coats of the acrylic marker only because I want it really bright. So I'm just going to kind of go around and just do different styles here. So if I want to do something fine, I'm going to use this particular side, and then I could color in all these little petals here. So very, very easy. I really do love these markers. They're so easy to use. Just play around with your pieces and honestly have fun with them. Nothing is right or wrong on this, and that's what I love about having fun with these type of earrings, is each one is going to be unique and different, and you could really just do whatever you want with them. And now I'll just take my black, and then I will outline certain areas. Easy that is. I mean, how great is that? And then lastly, because I love my orange and I want this bright, I am going to do a second coat of orange because the orange is a very light color. So it's almost like you gotta add it twice. But the rest are perfectly fine. So let me just add a couple little circles of my orange. And just put little dots in the middle. And then that section will be beautifully done. All right, so next we'll finish that side once. I like to let my marker, like it's not gonna smear, but I like to let it sit for a little bit just to be careful with it, you know? So this side, we're gonna get our Mod Podge. And I'm gonna put a coat on it. And I want to make sure I'm getting all the way to my edge. And I do put this on fairly thick. This way I know like my material will absorb this glue. And then let's go about right there. And then I will do one more coat over the entire thing. Then you let it completely dry. And I go over the entire thing because I want to make sure that my paper gets like nice and stiff. So you want it to dry, and it makes it easier to cut out this little inside. And I'll show you how to do that as soon as this dries. So make sure, you'll see as you're going across with your Mod Podge where your edges are. So just let all of that glue absorb right into your material, and now let that completely dry. All right guys, so my piece is completely dried. Now I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to flip it upside down and start trimming it. Now you want to get as close as you can to your wood. This way you don't have any of the material kind of hanging out over it. It won't look as clean and nice. But if you get real close to your wood blank, you could get a nice clean edge. You see how beautiful that is and how close it is? Oops. Now you're probably wondering, how do I get the inside cut? What you're going to do is you're going to get a very sharp X-Acto knife. And this one I keep just for my material. I don't use it for anything else. This way it always remains sharp, and I have extra blades if I need them. What I like to do is just go on the outside, or on the inside I mean, and then just follow your piece of wood here. And just go, take your time, don't move fast, and then it'll come right out. So beautifully done. If you have anything, this is why you want, if you have anything left over, just trim it up. But this is one of the reasons why you want to put your Mod Podge on it. It'll get it nice and stiff for you, and let it completely dry, and it'll stay exactly the way that or stay exactly where it's supposed to make it easy for you to trim up. So it is always nice to have one extra X-Acto knife laying around, or a blade that you can just keep on hand just for material. All right, so next what I'm going to do is I am going to drill a hole. This didn't come with a hole in it, so what am I going to do? I'm just going to drill a hole. So I'm going to go on the part with the material. I'm going to find exactly where I want to do it. I'm going to do it close to the edge, but not too close. And then I'm going to get my little hand drill and drill right through. So very, very easy and simple. So now this part is completely done, and this part is almost completely done. But what I want to do next is I want to get my chrome marker. Let me get, I have a little bit of the inside coming out there. So I'm going to get my chrome marker, and I want to color the inside of this. And that way it'll give me a beautiful finished look. If you don't have a chrome marker, you could just use your paint and paint the sides and the insides. That works as well. Don't feel like just because I'm showing you something you have to buy it. These techniques and little tricks that I'm showing you can be used with a lot of different items. So you could use regular markers, you can use paint. I mean, there's all kinds of little things, but I'm just showing you what I like to use and what is quick and easy for me. So there, that will be finished like that. And then I love to finish off the material part as well. And it really almost gives you that look of it's encased in metal. And that is my favorite look when it comes to these wood earrings, is making them look complete and finished like they're in metal. Now you could do both sides with the material, or you could do both sides with the paint and your markers. That's really what I wanted to show you, is that you can, it's very versatile and you could do both. I love doing both because this way it's a real nice double-sided earring, and somebody will always have a little piece of my art with it. And it looks great whether it's on this side or this side. Now you want to seal your painted piece or your marker pieces. You could either put Mod Podge over them if you want and just be done with it that way, or you could use resin. I am going to do resin only on one side because these are big earrings, so I don't want them to weigh too much. If I do resin on this side and this side, it's gonna be a very large heavy earring, and I don't want that. So I'm just gonna resin this part and then leave the material part alone, since I already Mod Podged it down. So to do the resin, I'm just gonna use my favorite resin, and then I'm just gonna go right over it. You don't need it overly thick either. And I like to hold my piece down. This way I don't have to, I'm not gonna touch it with my skin. And then just spread that resin. Now up here, I like to just pull my resin up right around that hole. If you do get resin in your hole, don't stress about it because you can just re-drill it. I personally just like drilling it before I put the resin on. Once this resin's on, the color really just comes to life. Okay, now I'm just going to put a little lighter on this, pop any bubbles that may occur, and then I'll put this under my UV light. And I will keep this under my light for probably about, I'm going to say 3 to 5 minutes tops. Check this out, guys. Look how beautiful that looks. Isn't that great? And like I say, you can put resin on this side as well, but I like to keep my earrings lightweight when they're very large. So I'm not going to do that. But I really wanted to show you guys that you can do Mod Podge or resin so you can really see the difference. So the last thing we got to do is just add our post on. So I'm just going to get my jump ring, and you could do this double-sided. Just remember that, guys. So you could do this side or this side. It doesn't, if you are going to sell them as double-sided earrings, I would suggest showing the person who buys it how to open the jump ring and just flip this to make it simple for them to understand how to wear it both ways. And then here are both of the earrings. So a lot of fun. You could do different things, use any material, use the markers. I mean, there's so many things you guys can do. It's just a lot of fun to be able to create new pieces. And I hope that you guys enjoy this video. I really hope that I was able to show you something new and fun. And I will see you all next time. Oh, and remember, whatever I use, I'll put in the description for you. Have a great day, guys. Bye.